Hey, welcome back. I'm Joey Paisano, and this is Joey's Wine Rack. This week we are on to week three for our European friends and family, or family and friends. Week 3 of March Merlot Madness. This week we're actually looking at and tasting a Hogue Cellars 2011 Merlot. It is from the Columbia Valley. So we'll take a gander and check that one out, see what's going on. One of the first things we noticed when we're looking at this, kind of a relatively plainish label, but it gets the point across. Hogue Cellars tells you exactly it's Merlot from Columbia Valley 2011. What it actually doesn't tell us, however, is the alcohol percentage, which I found actually a little odd. Maybe I just missed it. But it says no. But it should be somewhere around 13 to 14%. So that's about average for us. We also noticed that it actually has, see the H? It's H for Hogue, not other things. It's a screw top or Stelvin enclosure. So let's crank this bad boy up and see what we got. So, screw top, Stelvin enclosure. Not nearly as bad as some people might want to think. In fact, I was doing a little research and somebody said, well, it's not bad for a screw top. Well, that's, you know what, that's garbage. There's some very, very good wine out there that has a Stelvin enclosure. It used to be, yes, that was the case. If it was a screw top, it was horrible. That's not the case anymore. And we've got, of course, our drop stop, little silver disc that we got from Sweden. That's actually originally from Denmark, but thank you, Margareta and Stefan and Rasmus and Lisa, for giving me that. So you roll it up a little bit, stuff it in there, and you're good to go. Always got our glass, of course, and see if we can be quiet and see if we can hear this. See if we can hear this? Hear if we can hear this. How's that? So first thing we notice, it's red. Of course, it's a Merlot, and not that schlocky white Merlot stuff that some people like it. So what do? Pour a little bit because we want to make sure that we taste it and it tastes right before we start serving it to anybody else. If you're serving to anybody else, and there's more than just yourself, oftentimes, well, you know what, it is just me, and that's okay. I'm going to serve a little bit to somebody else, whomever the host is, host or hostess, the person in charge, whatever. A little bit, let them taste it. Swirl it around, I can say that. I've not had anything to drink today or yesterday. Swirl it around a little bit so you get some air in there so you can have a better smell. Nice. It's got certainly obviously a fruit flavor smell to it. A little bit of cherry smell to it, perhaps. A little other dry berry taste to it, smell to it. I need to taste it. So here we go. So if you heard that, what I do is I always get a little bit more air in there so that it helps also open it up a little bit. It's been sitting in a bottle for a couple of years anyway, right? What you want to do is make sure you let it breathe a little bit so you get as much air into it. More air means better taste overall, and you can taste that on the tips of your tongue, really kind of on the sides, and maybe a little bit in the back. What I taste are those kind of dried cherry, a little bit of dried berry in general, maybe a little bit of cocoa, not a tremendous amount. No, it's not going to be like, oh, it tastes like Mr. Quick or Quick with the bunny, you know, the chocolate stuff. Not going to be like that, but it's not going to be big, bold in your face either. It's kind of a mellow little wine. I bought this one at my favorite wine store, Downtown Spirits and Wine, Downtown Fine Spirits and Wine, there we go. This one actually $8.50, so $8.50 for a $7.50 bottle, normal size bottle for us. $7.50, 750 milliliters, $8.50. Not bad. Is this something you're going to want to sell for years and years and years? No. It's not going to sell particularly well, but it's going to be really good to drink right now, and it's going to be really good to drink in the next couple years. Again, this is something you can take to a party. Somebody's having dinner. Joey, what's it going to go with? It's going to go with burgers. It's going to go with pizza. It's going to go with burritos. It's going to go with some steak. I wouldn't necessarily match it up against a big, nice porterhouse, T-bone, something like that. Something a little on the lighter side is actually going to go well with a white sauce. So fettuccine alfredo can go really well with that. So again, you've got this, and why don't we tell you a little bit about Hogue Cellars? Well, they are family owned and operated. Gary and Mike Hogue, back in the early 80s, actually kind of helped out and started this. Their parents actually did some farming back in the Columbia Valley back in the day when they were growing up. So they've been around since about 82 or so. I can do a little bit of math. I had my 30th. I had a high school reunion last year, and I graduated in 83, so I can do that. Been around for a while. They actually do some really cool stuff as far as AIDS awareness and HIV and things like that, as far as charity type things. Always a good thing. Make sure you give them back to the community, which they tend to do. Again, like I said, probably somewhere around 13 to 14% alcohol. This is actually aged in stainless steel, so you're not going to have that oaky flavor to it too. It's rather clean, as you would think, so there's no extra toast to it or anything like that. So, one more time. Not bad. Is it fantastic? Yeah, it's not bad. And if I say it's not bad. So remember, we are doing our March Merlot Madness. This is week 3, which means we have one more to go. That will be next week. Once we get through everything, we're going to kind of talk about what we thought was best and all of that sort of stuff. We are doing some other cool stuff. Got some really cool stuff coming up in April and May. We're going to probably do a little bit of other tastings as well. I got some friends that hang out and do some beer stuff. I got some other people that I know that do some other spirits type stuff. It's really, yes, it's a wine show, of course. So we're going to be continuing to do wine. One thing that we always have to make sure that we do, make sure we present it correctly. Anytime you present it, it's got to be labeled out to whomever you're presenting to. Do a little bit in their glass first. Let them sniff it, smell it, put your nose in there. You can do that. Get a big nose full. What do you smell? Don't worry if you don't smell and I don't. What I smell, I may not smell what you smell. It's okay. Are you going to taste exactly what I taste? Of course not. You're going to have certain notes of it. And frankly, some people can't taste everything. And that's okay. You might taste something that I don't taste. It's alright. Because Joey's Wine Rock means we're here to have fun. It's not a test, probably. We want to make sure that you enjoy what you're doing and what we're doing. This one, it gets 1.5 thumbs up. I'm probably on a 10 scale, probably going to give it about 7.5 or so. So not bad. It's not something you're going to be embarrassed about. I would say there are probably more people who have heard of this one than some of the other ones we tend to taste. Again, this is Hogue Cellars from Columbia Valley, Washington. So we did first out, we did California, then we went to France, and we're back to Washington, so back to North America again. Next week we're going to go south, and we're going to try that out. So anytime I do anything, the first toast is always to Kat. Kat, thanks so much for being you. Thanks for bringing a lot of us cool people together, and you are an amazing, amazing person. We love you. Here's to you.